In the last unit, in the last video, we discussed how the four major events which changed the history of Europe, reason behind the emergence of sociology, took place. How the changes were happening in the mind of the people, in the society level, new institutions were emerging, and the old systems were discarded. Now they were not preferred much more. For example, the church. There was a time when church used to dominate not only the thinking of people, not only their preferences and their choices, but that their decisions, their social life, the political life, economic life. During the Renaissance period, people start to believe in the capacity of human beings. The individuality of a person became the main center. No more preferences for the collectivity. Collectivity means family. Collectivity means society. It means the decisions were taken by the family, by the society, not by a single individual. For example, which career you want to choose, what you want to study, to whom you want to get married. I think these are the decisions which you should take. But during the traditional history, during that phase of Europe, the individualism was not so strong enough to take the decision. In India, society is still much traditional and we see the arranged marriages, but still we are also going toward modernization. Our values, our norms are also changing. New things are taking place instead of old. So, as we know that this industrial revolution, the profit making tendency was high. The monarchy was getting more stronger because monarchy was also able to see its future in the capitalism, making more profit, consolidating its political and economic position. So they were also supporting the discovering the new routes, setting up new companies, establishing the new banks, the emergence of a new class. So you will get to know that all these changes were happening. And whenever a change happened, there was sudden change. And this change led to the disruption. It was not acceptable to everyone. These changes were not obviously the church like it because now it is not much preferred by the people. The church used to send some bonds like instruments. We will not say particularly bond, but they used to sell some papers on which it was written like if you donate to the church you will get to the heaven. And now people were becoming so much oriented towards the capitalism, profit making, the increased availability of goods and services. So people get it that instead of investing, instead of donation, they should invest their money. So obviously the conservative forces, the church and the people who were benefited from the old system, they will not like it. And they were termed as conservative. And there were intellectuals also at that time who were trying to understand these changes, the preferences, that why the changes are occurring. What is the driving force behind them? And this led to the emergence of sociology. Sociology basically means the study of society, the study of social groups, the study of social institutions. We know new institutions like banking, insurance companies. They were emerging at that time. Production was happening now at factory level. New cities were developing, urbanization was happening. So to understand these changes, to find out a pattern, to find out a interrelatedness, how they are interconnected, and what can be the possible consequences of this, sociology get its birth. The purpose of sociology has never been to give solution that it should be done, it should not be done. This is not the vocabulary of sociology. The purpose of sociology is to go deeper, do investigation, find out relations, patterns, understanding the things. Because if we say that this is something wrong, it should not happen. When we use this vocabulary should, it's mean we are attaching our value. We are considering another things wrong. And when we go and we say this is wrong, this is right, this is not value neutral. Sociology is considered to be value neutral because here we are not to suggest the solution. Here the sociologists are to understand the problems, to find a specific pattern, to find out the things that why they are happening, the major reason behind them, figure it out. That is the purpose of sociology. So all the things which we have discussed, that the change is acceptable to some people and they were not acceptable to the others people, this is termed as the paradox. Now let's go to the main point. Yes, these changes brought a new society with great productive potential and more sophisticated and complex ways of living. Obviously it was more productive because now focus on at the individual level, that tap your potential. You have infinite energy, you are a bundle of energy. Whatever you can think, you can manifest it. Believe in that. The philosophers, the intellectuals were writing in that way. They were conditioning people toward working hard, toward achieving their goals in this world, not in heaven, this world. While at the same time, it generated extensive disruptions in a traditional pattern of life, relationship, as well as creating new problems, overcrowded and unpleasant urban conditions, poverty, unemployment. Yes, this is the thing which we were discussing, that these changes were acceptable to some people who were getting benefit from this. For example, the merchants, now they were making more profit, they emerged as a middle class, more goods were available to them, their life quality was much higher instead of earlier. But when you will go toward the traditional society, these people were not benefited from this system. The earlier the system was feudalism, land was the main source of production, but now it became the factory system. So the landlords were not happy because the labor were migrating from rural areas to the urban areas in the hope of getting more payment. But what they get? They get unemployment. They get overcrowded cities, the slum areas. They get the poverty which was not natural, it was a social poverty, because the entrepreneur, the capitalist, was interested in so much his own profit that he used to pay a meager payment to the laborers. Even these laborers, earlier working in the field of the landlords, there they had this opportunity to reflect their creativity. They were in an open environment. They can decide their own schedule, that they want to work in the evening, in the noon, in the afternoon. They have to just complete their task. It doesn't matter which hour they are using, which minute they are wasting, when they are talking, when they are eating. There was no fixed pattern. They were not mechanized. But in the factory when they were working according to the clock. Like these are the working hours, this is the lunch time, this is the night shift, this is day shift. So they were much more mechanized, and whenever the human beings are mechanized, they are not happy, because after a point of time they will get disturbed, because we the human being, we are bundle of emotions also. We cannot work 24 into 7. We can work for a short period of time on a high pitch, but it is not possible humanly to work on a high pitch for a longer period of time. Then this was a paradox. The new things, the new changes which were happening in the society, they were favorable to some people and not favorable to the others people, and there was a conflict, and understanding this conflict led to the birth of sociology. Sociology as a distinct discipline emerged against the background of these intellectual and material changes in the second half of the 19th century. In other words, to understand the complexity brought by the modernity and to formulate rules for better understanding of society, early sociologists stressed adoption of a scientific method of investigation to the society. Scientific method. Earlier we have also discussed that science is basically the systematic representation of data, the systematic representation of knowledge which you have gained from the observations and from the experiment. Now these early sociologists, they try to find out that what is the unemployment rate, why a particular social group is so unemployed, why they are so prosperous, why they are so poor. Okay, how the things are result of their choices, their preferences, their thinking process, their mindset, how the social poverty is created. So all these things, new questions were, people started doing questioning, because when people were living in congested area, the slum areas, the new diseases were getting born out. I think we heard of the plague also. It killed a lot of people in Europe. The plague, these diseases are the result of unhygienic conditions. So basically, the changes which were happening at a higher level, at a society level, the system of production were changing, the institutions were changing, people's orientation were changing, the religion was declining through the preferences of people. So all these changes which were favorable to some people and towards some people they were not, and understanding the pattern, finding out the reason, it led to the emergence of a sociology, that we need a subject, we need a discipline to understand society. We need some tools, we need a distinct discipline, because all the existing disciplines are not able to answer all the questions. So these changes, we can say the birth of sociology lies in the history of Europe, and history of Europe changed through the four major events: the French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, Commercial Revolution, and the Renaissance period. And all these four events were the result of human quest. Human beings always have a quest to improve their life. They have a natural quest of doing questioning and finding out the answers. So we can say the sociology is not only concerned about the social institutions, social values, norms, but the human beings, because it is the human being which make all these things possible. So thank you guys. I think in our 4 parts we have discussed the modernity, the social changes, and how the history of Europe changed through the 4 major events, and what is the major paradox. Now we can answer the question that how the sociology emerged, how and why. I think we have the exact reasons. Now it depends upon our writing skills. So after understanding these videos, I'm suggesting you that go through the reading of any material which is available to you. Go for a simple reading and try to consolidate your knowledge about this topic. Create your own short note and things are done. Have a nice time guys. Bye.